Hello, everyone. I'm honored to be participating in today's event. So, thank you very much, Professor Nasri, and your entire team for including me. My name is Colin Christie, and I'm the Executive Director of Global Chamber Manila. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about the recent advancements in AI, driven largely by large language models like ChatGPT. I imagine many of you have heard about this. It's been so much in the news, and what opportunities as well as challenges it presents, especially for young CEOs. The role of AI in business. AI has the potential to revolutionize the way businesses operate. And actually, you know what? Let's pause this speech. I thought no better way to show you the power of AI and how to use it than to show you how I used it to prepare for today. So make a little switch. So actually, here's my speech. So you can see my introduction and my key points. I plan to talk to you about the various abilities and potential of AI and the opportunities in different fields, for example, in healthcare, in retail, in personalizing customer experience. I also plan to talk to you about challenges and solutions in implementing AI and then leading up to a conclusion. But actually, how did I get here? Well, indeed, I worked collaboratively. I like to think of AI not as artificial intelligence, but as assistive intelligence, that it's an assistant to getting our work done. So I had a nice little chat with ChatGPT to prepare this talk, and I explained what my goals were, and uh, I iteratively worked to then come up with an outline. So you can see here, for example, my prompt was um, create an outline and then add points, and I iterated back and forth and added sub points, and then I ended up with my talk outline. So you can see here I have my introduction. I talk about the role of language models and then the opportunities and challenges, and then I converted that, asked the AI or the assistive AI, the assistive intelligence, to convert this into a narrative speech. And then here we are, I generated that speech. As I looked through it, I wondered, I wonder if this really is going to be adequate for a 10-minute talk to you here today. So I asked ChatGPT, how many words per minute does one speak at a comfortable speaking pace? And it informed me, okay, something around 130 to 150 words per minute. Then I said, okay, so let's evaluate this speech that we've been working on together, and how long will it take? And it came up with an estimate of 3 minutes, 43 seconds, pretty precise. I said, okay, well, it seems like I haven't developed the ideas fully. I said, let's work on enhancing this so we actually fulfill the full 10-minute slot. And then you can see we were able to develop a little bit more depth. For example, now we have 4 areas of opportunities that we've identified for you. Um, AI is changing the way we do business. We can automate routine tasks. We can free up time and resources for CEOs to focus on the strategic initiatives. We can get real-time data analysis and insights, and we can personalize our products and so forth. And then earlier on when I was developing the outline, I said, hey, let's think about different examples around different industries. So for instance, we came up with in retail, understanding consumer preferences and behavior, or optimizing your product offerings, or improving the shopping experience for customers. Around supply chains, enhancing efficiency, reducing cost, or maybe you're trying to automate routine tasks such as monitoring price or product characterization. Um, so then you can see we also now more fully developed the challenges. And what we came up with is that young CEOs have probably the number one challenge is, do you have the necessary skills and knowledge to effectively implement and manage an AI solution, right? So that's one thing. And I think events like today are helping you get there. And another one is accountability and transparency. We're in sort of the Wild West days of artificial intelligence, and we have to be a little bit cautious. We have to think about the ethical considerations. We have to consider that the information not be maybe 100% accurate, so you cannot take at face value, but you need to do your own homework and validate that the text that's generated in the AI meets the muster, makes that it's accurate. And finally, we need to make sure we're not going to do any harm. So you can see, um, I worked with my assistant here, and we came up with this speech. And now we only had it up to about 7 minutes. Said, okay, so let's maybe develop this thought a little bit further. And we're aiming this talk to you folks here in India today, and I said, what are some additional ideas we could come up with of how CEOs, particularly in India, might benefit, and what are some of the industries that are relevant in your part of the world? So we came up with ideas like customer service automation, integrating customer service platforms with 24/7 support, and perhaps the efficiency of the AI will allow you to spread your coverage hours more than maybe you could otherwise afford. Um, Automating repeated tasks like data entry, and then some of these other points that already talked about earlier. So you can see, I said, okay, I like these points. Now, I could have actually maybe not preferred a couple of these points. I could have said something like, point 4 and 5, really, that's not what I'm interested in. I could have iterated and perhaps developed another couple points. But once I was happy with where I am, I said, okay, great. Now let's incorporate these into the speech. So I have to say, in my career of many decades, I've never had a speech writer at my disposal. I've always written my own speeches from scratch, and this is a little bit of a new experience for me. Now I have this speech writer that I can work with in an interactive and very pleasant way, I must say. And so you can see now the speech was developing further, and I said, okay, let's estimate how long this version will take to present. And you can see now we've sort of overshot. Now we're up to 12 minutes, but we've got a more fleshed out example. And how many words are we up to now? And it told me we're up to 1,655 words. Anyway, you get the point. So I've been able to show you sort of the process of actually using AI rather than just telling you about the concept, show by doing. And I've been able to get a few points across to you that you might think about in terms of use cases of the AI. So I see we have about 2 minutes left. Where would we go from here? So let's say I needed to now promote what I'm going to talk about for the event. Perhaps the event organizer said, "Hey, can you come up with some teasers of things that we can use to promote this talk itself?" So here again, I can just turn to my speechwriter here, and I can say, "Give me 5 examples of teaser copy that I can use to promote the speech on social media." And there we go. Join us for a game-changing talk by Colin Christie. Oh, it sounds a little bit too self-promotional, perhaps, on the latest AI advancements and their impact on the young CEOs. And it even came up with suggested hashtags. Or how about number 4? Stay ahead of the game with Colin Christie's talk on the latest AI advancements and how young CEOs can leverage them for success. So you get the idea. And it turns out the cognitive ability of these AIs is increasing at a remarkable rate. You can even ask a little bit more advanced type of semantic question, like, what do you think would be the most startling or eye-opening point of the speech to a young CEO? And it said, perhaps um, discussion of how AI is creating new opportunities for growth and innovation in various industries. Maybe that would be something that might be eye-opening to you all. So I'll leave it up to you to decide whether or not you agree with that. And um, I even then used it for my own instruction. Hey, if I'm recording the speech, what are some of the things that I might want to do to make the speech more engaging and interesting? And it told me, to pay attention to graphics, style of delivery, speaking tones, gestures. You can wave my hands around and perhaps add music or sound effects, which of course I didn't do today. And then just to wrap up in my last 30 seconds here, you can even now use this tool for strategy. So I said, let's say I was launching a BPO service business for hospitals and medical providers. What are some of the strategies I might do? And you can see it came up with a 7-point strategic plan here. And I said, okay, now I need to turn this into an action plan. And it even made a tabular format here. Each of the areas of my business to think about, what are the key areas that I ought to focus on, some guesstimate of how long I might be to spend, and then what some of the success measures are. So I think my time has elapsed. Thank you very much for including me today. I hope I've just tweaked your interest a little bit. And please do enjoy the rest of the presentations. And I hope to be able to talk to you again soon. Thank you very much.